New developments took place in the Jamie
30 seconds. Stand by camera 3. Anchors 1 and 2 with a lower third.
Coming up on Grady NewSource, find out who might be knocking on your door.
Our first reporter piece will be with Teddy in the sports position.
Our president flawed. Hear what some local
15 seconds.
Have to say.
Did you think all meningitis was contagious? We'll tell you the truth next.
Stand by camera 3. Anchors 1 and 2 with a lower third.
Production from the Grady College of Journalism. This is Grady News.
Take my cue.
A meningitis outbreak causes deaths in multiple states. Is it in Georgia? I'm Alexander.
Stand by camera 2, anchor 1.
Yet another strange twist in the trial of a man accused of being a cop killer right here in Athens.
Take my cue.
The man Jamie Hood.
Stand by camera 5 on a 2 shot. Stand by Teddy.
Don't trust no backwoods Southern lawyer.
Turn that effect off, please.
The judge in his town's got blood stains on his hands. He
Stand by 2 shot.
Hearing to decide whether the assigned judge would continue to hear the case.
Take the 2 shot. Stand by camera 2 on sports with a lower third.
We understand once again no decision has been made.
Take my cue. Stand by package on A for Jamie Hood.
It was clear that the judge was very unhappy and exhausted by how much this case is just dragging out.
Roll A, take A. I don't have a T or T or an L, but it looks like no more than 2 minutes at least. Allison, can we iris out on camera 2 on Teddy in the sports position, please?
E.
Thank you.
To get to a point where we can address the emotion only.
I don't. This was a late
Jamie Hood entered the
developing
courtroom
package,
with a
so I
new
don't
lawyer
have
today.
info
Hood
on it.
no longer wants his previous 2 attorneys to be a part of his defense team, and his previous head attorney was not able to be at the hearing. Hood's new lead defense attorney, Newell Hamilton, had a long and drawn-out conversation with Judge David Sweat, asking for a motion to continue because he was not prepared to take on the case.
If this matter is continued from today to allow me...
Prompter, you're in the perfect spot. Thank you for that.
Then I will be ready to go forward.
All right.
Judge Sweat
I'm seeing 1
reluctantly
minute left on
decided
video
to grant
playback,
the motion
so
to continue and
use
postpone
that as
the
a
hearing
guide.
for when a second defense chair can be present. Hood has been known to disrupt the court with several
Jamie, just
outbursts
be on the
throughout
ready
the
down
course
there.
of these proceedings, and today was no exception.
It wasn't me who come up with this fictitious mental incompetent due to child abuse. So it's not Jamie Hood or Judge Sweat or the prosecutor who the one who really responsible for this delay.
Hood was so upset with the way his defense has handled this case that he went as far as to say that he would represent himself if necessary. Hood's odd behavior continued with
I
his
got 30
final
on
statement
playback.
to the judge.
You ready on the floor? We're going to come out to camera 2 on sports on Teddy.
The night was going on in George, not even on the innocent man. Don't church yourself no backwood son of yours. Lord, and the judge got bloodstained in the hand, Judge. I understand.
Despite the defense pushing for at least an extra week to prepare,
All right, less than 10.
Judge Sweat
Stand by.
was
Camera
already
2 on
annoyed by
sports.
their lack of preparedness and would not grant their request.
Take my cue. Stand by camera 5 on a 2 shot.
But because this case has already been delayed several times, he only gave the defense 4 days.
Take my cue.
And Alexander, the hearing.
Stand by. They're going to have a short conversation. We're going to stay on the 2 shot. Camera 1 and 2 will follow for Legion Pool.
Oh, he was not happy at all. He said he was not having that in his courtroom.
Thanks, Teddy.
Take my cue. Stand by VO on A for Legion Pool.
Any construction decisions regarding Legion Pool to the next president of UGA.
Roll A, take A.
The University Council.
A whole whopping 6 seconds of video, so we're stand by to come back to camera 1 anchor 2.
5-year-old landmark. The resolution from the council
Take my cue.
that tearing down the facility and building a new one.
Stand by to go to camera 2, anchor 1.
In President Adams' letter to the Chancellor, he says a more modern pool by the Ramsey Center would be of a greater benefit to the students.
Take my cue. Stand by package on A for meningitis.
16 states is not contagious. That doesn't mean you should not protect yourself from other types of meningitis. Reporter Carly Mathis tells us more about the infection.
Roll A, take A. TRT is 118 and it's a sig out.
The CDC and FDA are investigating a multi-state fungal
We're going to come back after
meningitis
camera 2,
outbreak. The
anchor
outbreak
1.
was caused by contaminated steroid injections. These injections may have been given to a patient for pain in a peripheral joint, such as a knee, shoulder, or ankle.
I actually can't see it. Yeah, 3 looks all right. Watch your foot there, Smith. Yeah, they're a little close, but if that's what we got to do, then what are we coming out to? We're going to come out of this package to camera 2, anchor 1.
Not all forms of meningitis are contagious, but to protect yourself from the ones that are, the Health Center recommends to have an up-to-date vaccination and to avoid drinking after other people.
Meningitis
30
in
seconds
general
left in
is a
package.
disease, as I mentioned, you do not want to mess with, and protecting yourself is very, very good health practice.
There have been no reported cases of the fungal meningitis outbreak in Georgia. The one clinic in Macon has
15 seconds.
received
Stand by camera
doses
2,
of
anchor
the
1.
steroid injection. If you think that you have any symptoms of meningitis, the CDC says to immediately contact your physician. For Grady NewSource, I'm Carly Mathis.
Take my cue.
There have been
Stand by,
23
camera 1,
confirmed
anchor 2.
deaths from the fungal meningitis outbreak.
Take my cue. Stand by VOA for debate tonight.
Democrats are expecting the gloves to come off in tonight's presidential debate.
Roll A,
The
take
debate
A.
tonight will focus
Stand
on
by to
foreign
wipe to
policy
Assad on
issues.
B.
As election day approaches, many believe that tonight's debate will be a
That's a tiny
tight
little
fight
retort.
between the two presidential contenders. Supporters of both candidates are hoping to see a more competitive side out of the candidates tonight.
Wipe to B, roll B. Oh.
Gloves that might have been on will definitely come off tonight because this is the last time, as I've heard.
Stand by, we're going to come out of this to a full screen. We'll cue anchor 2 to voice over it.
Hopefully we'll see in this debate Governor Romney
Coming
be
up
more
at 5.
aggressive, take that aggressive stance on foreign policy the same way he does on the campaign trail every day.
Take my cue.
For full
Whoa.
coverage of the debate, you can catch it tonight on our website.
Stand by, camera 2, anchor 1, take it.
The
Stand by,
UGA
double box
College
with the
Republicans
newsroom.
are
Stand by,
making sure
newsroom.
They have a huge impact on this presidential election as they campaign for Mitt Romney. Sarah
Okay,
Edwards
let's
is
get the
live
double
in
box up,
newsroom.
please. Stand by,
Sarah,
newsroom
they
full
say
for
there
live
will be
lower
no
third.
doors unlocked. What do they mean by that?
Take my cue.
Alexandra, they tell me that they have been traveling
Bring that lower third back
all
if
over
you
the
can.
country where they
Stand by
only
package
knock
on A.
17,000 doors, but they tell me they want to knock on 3 times that many, 60,000 doors, in order to get their message out before the election.
Roll A, take A.
What you see here
TRT
may
is
just look like a
118.
picture,
The out is
but to the college
for their
Republicans,
express
it
trips, then
represents
going
a
back
potential
to the
vote for Mitt
newsroom.
Romney, traveling all over Virginia, Florida, and Georgia. The largest college Republican group in the country takes express trips on the weekends to fire up the Republican base.
We're just encouraging the base, reminding them to go vote, reminding them how important it is for them to go vote, especially now that early voting has started. That's one of the things that we're pushing, is just to go ahead and
Just as a
go
reminder
vote
to everybody,
if you can.
after we
The
come
political
out
co-director
of package,
says
we're
they
going
have
to
sales
Sarah
pitch
on
ready for
full,
their campaign.
then we're going to take a double
Here's
box,
some
and they're going to have
information about
a
our
quick
candidate.
Q&A. We're going to just stay
Here's
in
the
the double
clear
box for that.
choice against President Obama and his failed policies of the last 4 years. And this is why, Governor Romney should be elected.
The state chairman says some people see them as solicitors, but others are very receptive.
But there are a lot of receptive people, which is very encouraging.
30 seconds.
So,
Stand by to
it's
come back
very
out to
encouraging
newsroom.
walk up and have someone who said, I didn't vote, 4 years ago, but I plan to vote here, and I'm excited. So it's very encouraging.
The college Republicans are traveling to Richmond, Virginia this weekend, and they'll also be traveling to Orlando, Florida the weekend before the election.
So we wanted to go
Nice
where we knew
location.
we
I don't
could
know
help
what
make a
she
difference in the election. And I think that's the best part about these trips. is
And
knowing
stand
that you
by.
truly
Come
are
back to
making a
newsroom in
difference.
less than 10.
We truly could help have a difference on the outcome of this election, and that's pretty awesome.
Williams says they have done massive amounts of fundraising to cover the cost of gas and other expenses for their express trips.
Take my cue. Stand by,
The
double
chairman
box,
told me
camera
if you'd like
2,
to
anchor
make a
1.
donation to college Republicans, you can
Have
contact
AK
them
stand by.
directly.
Take the double box.
Will the Young Democrats be traveling anywhere before
Okay,
the
we're going to
election?
keep the double box
Yeah,
up.
the Young Democrats will be in Florida
After the
this
thanks, we
weekend
go to
just
camera
in
1,
time
anchor
for the
2.
Georgia-Florida game while they campaign for President Obama.
Thank you, Sarah.
Take my cue. Stand by, camera 3 on a 2-shot with anchor 2
It's called the
and
Electoral
weather.
College, and it's once again under fire.
Take
and as
double,
reporter Ryan
2-shot,
Williams
thank
tells
you.
us,
Stand
some
by,
local
camera
political
1 on
activists
weather
are
with the lower
feeling
third.
uneasy.
Take my cue.
That's right, Shannon. For only the 5th
Stand by,
time
package
in
on
United
A.
States history, we could elect a candidate who does not win the majority of votes nationwide. And it's all because of something called the Electoral College.
Roll A, take A, 120.
When you cast
The out
your
is the
ballot in
process
this year's
matters, and then we're going
presidential
back to
election,
camera
you're
1
not
on
actually
weather.
voting for the candidate on the ballot. You're instead voting for an elector. In the Electoral College, each state has a set number of electors, and the states have all the power. But some have charged the system with being undemocratic and outdated, especially since a candidate can win the presidency without winning a
The
majority
TRT
of
is
votes
120.
nationwide.
We're about 30 seconds in now, so figure we'll be back in about 50 seconds.
The past even decades of recently, where the electoral college has come down and has finally decided who's going to be president.
Dr. Jamie Carson is a professor of political science who specializes in elections. He says the Electoral College has held up well.
The current system has worked in almost every single election in history, with the exception of 3 in terms of popular vote that went to the electoral college. I think that's a pretty good rate. If we shifted to a system of direct popular
20
votes.
seconds, the out is the process matters, and going back to camera one on weather,
Only 4
which is Ryan.
times in U.S. presidential history has the winning candidate not won both the popular and the electoral vote. And as some polls indicate, we could add 2012 to that list, which would equal some very unhappy voters.
All right, I mentioned the sun is what we go out on. Stand by for camera one on weather.
Votes should be counted.
Regardless about the Electoral College, one thing is for sure, the process matters.
Take my cue.
Now a
Tier 2
candidate
is over.
only needs
Okay.
to win the 11 largest states
Stand by camera
with
3
an
and a 2
electoral
shot.
majority of 270 votes. That's just 22% of the 50 states in the union.
Take my cue.
And Shannon, we've got some interesting numbers coming in. Early voting is now a week old.
Okay, stay on
and
this.
over
They're going to talk for a moment, then we're going to come out to
4,000
camera 2, anchor 1 for
out of
tease.
over 68,000 registered voters.
Take my cue. Stand by. SOT on A with a pre-recorded tease.
We'll tell you how you can do that after the break.
World take A. Stand by commercials
Are
on
you
B.
making the trip to Jacksonville this weekend? Find out how it might be a little cheaper than you thought.
Roll B. Take B. 2 minutes.
That already happened, so the thing is that how can I see if a package?
I wouldn't.
B9, B7, done.
B9 too.
B9
Okay, B7, Jason Aldean, and B9 Ghost Tours are dead. B7, Jason Aldean, and B9 Ghost Tours are dead.
Hey guys, B7 and B9 dead.
Oh, we're floating it?
Yeah, they're probably dead.
Okay, they're probably dead. We're floating it. I'll let you guys know if it
A
changes.
full life measured
Are we floating both those, or? Yeah, they're both floating.
early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
1 minute.
You know what? Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these
I know.
AK saying she doesn't have a tag for B1.
City over here.
There is no tag. It's a sig out.
It looks like my human is
We're not coming back to her.
Look, I think she's getting his number.
45 seconds. Coming straight back to the anchor at the desk, which will be on camera 2, anchor 1.
Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked him a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
30 seconds.
Really?
Does it smell good, Bear once? A little creepy for you?
What's up, man? You got some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
15 seconds. Stand by. We're going to come to camera 2, anchor 1 for the anchor lead into the gas prices package, which will follow on A. Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take my cue.
Gas prices are indeed
Standby
going
package
down.
on A for
Reporter
gas
Ashley
prices.
Hollander says it's because of the falling price of crude oil.
Roll A, take A. TRT is 118.
The
And
price
it's a
of
sig
crude
out.
oil is
118.
below $90
It's like the
a
magic
barrel.
number today, I think.
Because of this, gas prices are dropping. In the
Is
last
that the
week
Powerball
alone,
number?
the price of
I
gas
think
has dropped
yes,
about
Jamie. I think I'm
8
going to go out and play
cents per
Powerball
gallon.
later.
And
118 will
just
be my
in
number.
time. Not only is Thanksgiving growing near, but so is another big travel day. Of course, I'm talking about the Georgia-Florida game. And this drop in gas
Is that the
prices
gas station
is
that
good
sells
news
$4
for people
gas?
who are going.
And it's going to make
Yeah,
it so
they
that
went
you
down to
can spend more money
$3.79.
on
Oh,
food.
but it did come down
I think that's
finally.
something that
Just a
me
baby
and
bit
my
though.
little caravan of people have been trying to figure out.
It all boils down
Reason
to
number
law
765, not that
The prices of
I'm
crude
happy
oil
I
are
don't
going
drive.
down because OPEC is supplying more oil than can meet the demand. The big question seems to be...
Coming
are
up on
gas
30
prices going to
seconds,
continue to
there is no anchor tag on this. This is a sig out, so camera 2, anchor 1 will follow for the start of the museum
The cost
story.
of crude oil does not rise substantially. Drivers who want to know where they can find the cheapest gas can go to gasbuddy.com to find the current prices in their area. They can
20
also route
seconds.
their
Stand
trip
by.
on
Camera 2,
MapQuest
anchor 1.
along with the type of car they plan to drive, and MapQuest will give them an estimated cost.
I plugged my route into MapQuest.com and found out that I can make the trip to Jacksonville from Athens for under
Less than
$40 each way. From Grady NewSource and ready to head to Jacksonville, I'm Ashley Hollander.
Take my cue.
Georgia football might be ranked 10th in the nation, but I
Stand by,
doubt you
VO
know
on
what
A.
other institution at UGA is top in the country. The
Roll A,
Georgia
take
Museum
A.
of Art
Stand by,
celebrated their
SOT on B.
reaccreditation
Should have a pad
today.
at the end.
They are 17,500 museums, and only
Stand by to wipe to
781
B.
are accredited with the American Alliance of Museums. The museum opened all their galleries to the public today, and President Ford Bell spoke. Mayor Molly Jensen and President Michael Adams also attended the event.
Roll B, wipe to B.
Recently had my 5-year-old granddaughter here, and she
Stand by
enjoyed,
camera 2, anchor
as
1
she
for the
said,
tag.
looking at the pictures. And it's a wonderful collection that represents art
Less than 5.
from the Grandmasters to the modern era. So we're all very, very proud of it.
Take my cue.
Look of Love and Belief Porcelain
Stand by camera 1, anchor 2.
award-winning exhibits open right now.
Take my cue. Stand by VO for Red Robin.
That's what students at
Ribbon,
Fallon
red
Drive
ribbon.
Elementary are
Because I'm
saying
hungry.
to kick off Red Ribbon Week.
Roll A, take
Students
A.
and teachers wore red and received red bracelets to promote a drug-free life.
Side on B will
Teachers
follow.
also competed in a door decoration contest reflecting this year's theme. Red Ribbon Week is a national prevention drug awareness campaign that has been around since the 80s. Campaigns like this also focuses on
Stand by
alcohol
side on
consumption,
B.
which is also close to home here in Athens.
Roll B, wipe to B. B.
At the age at which most students consume
Stand by to
the
come back
first
out to camera 1,
alcohol
anchor 2
drink,
with the
and
lower
that's
third.
13th in the nation.
It's the
Athens
website
Clark
for
County is
the
right in line with that at 12.
district.
Our statistics are alarming.
Coming up on
It
10.
shows us that we definitely have a lot of
Yes,
work
Jason
to
is
do,
dead.
and there's a great need for prevention.
Stay away from drugs. You can be anything you want.
Best meat is drug free. The best meat is drug free.
Take my cue.
For more information on what
Stand
schools
by.
in Athens Clark County are doing for Red Ribbon Week,
Camera 5
visit the Clark
on the
County
weather wall.
School District website.
Take my cue. Little music
Stay
under if we
tuned to
can.
find out
Stand
what
by
possible
commercials
factor
on
could affect
A.
the Bulldogs facing the number 2 ranked Florida Gators.
Roll A, take A, 2 minutes.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own
Jamie,
clothing
producers
store
coming down to have a debrief with weather.
1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5
So prompter,
million.
since he's at the wall and won't be using
The
any
odds of him
prompter,
achieving
you
his
can
dream
head
in
on
the
right down to
fashion
Sports
industry?
Tees, which is C7.
1 in 23 million.
James, how much do we have?
Minute and a half. Come again, Allison?
The odds of having a child
think that was
diagnosed
Allison.
with autism? 1 in 88.
Somebody asked me
I am
something.
Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more
There's a strange man on the set with the camera.
.org/signs.
Yeah, he's
Early
a creeper.
diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
James? Yes, how far out? 45 seconds.
Osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
He should have an IFBM. We only have a wired IFB, so he'd be weather wired.
Don't say that.
Yeah, he should have the IFBM.
Don't say that something
Yep.
is gay when you mean that something is dumb.
30 seconds.
It's insulting.
We're going to come straight back out to the weather wall.
It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say?
15 seconds. Stand by to come back out to the weather wall. He's on weather wired, as we know.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our
5,
country. Real change won't
4,
happen without you. So
3,
give, advocate, volunteer,
2.
Live Unite. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Take my cue.
Now, as you may know, the Georgia-Florida game is this weekend, but there's something you may not know. There's a hidden factor for both the teams. What's that factor? It's weather. With the winds being around 15 miles per hour predicted by the National News Service, and winds being around 20 to 45 miles per hour for local Jacksonville news station WJXX, you know that wind is a factor. Along with that, you've got a precipitation about 20%, so that cocktail party may be a wet one, so bring an umbrella just in case. But it's not all that negative. With the highs being around 80 and lows being around 68, you can still dress for warmth. Now you may be wondering, why in the world is the weather and wind so high for this game? Well, as you can tell, just southwestern Caribbean, there's a storm of brewing. And when I say a brewing, it's forming quickly. But it's stationary right now in southwestern Caribbean, just 300 miles south of Jamaica. And with that, you got about 90% chance of the storm becoming
tell me when you want
a tropical cyclone. And as you can see, that tropical cyclone will be heading northward. This isn't the exact track of it, and because it's not the exact, you don't know quite sure which direction it's going to go. And depending on how it goes is depending on how bad the game will be. The temperature,
you tell me when.
The weather will be for the game. All right, now today is currently 77 degrees with fair skies and about 5 miles per hour winds and a high of 79. Tonight you can expect about a partly cloudy day at about a low 46 and very calm winds. And the temperatures around Athens today are high 40s with the highest being Gaines 152. And I'll go with that. Tomorrow is expected to be 79 degrees.
Stand by camera 2 on
sunny.
sports with a lower third
79
for sports tees.
A common number with all the cities around Athens. And let's look at what tomorrow entails, with the low being 51 at 9 and reaching its peak at 3 p.m. and then at 9 p.m. going back down to 60. And here's a look at our daily forecast.
All right, stand by camera 2 on sports with a lower third.
Already is mostly sunny with a high of 79 and a low 48 with 48.
When we get to Emily, we'll take a little music under for the tees.
Very similar days on Wednesday and Thursday, with both being mostly sunny with highs in the low 80s and lows in the mid to high 50s. So shorts and short sleeves should be fine during the day. Then we approach the weekend with mostly sunny days of highs in the mid-high 70s and lows in the mid to low 50s for Friday and Saturday. Now, as you already know,
Emily.
The weather of Georgia, Florida weekend this Saturday. Emily, what else do you have for sports today?
Take my cue.
Well, after the break, a Georgia
Stand by commercials on A.
Find out how next.
Roll A, take A, 2 minutes.
All right, so 15. See ya, Front Beach. No.
She should be okay if she picks up the pace. If she,
just read quickly.
these times right.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
Anything you might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom. It's a Band-Aids. There's a
I'll let you guys know if we're going to be changing anything. We're checking the times now.
You don't have to be perfect.
Currently about 15 seconds, maybe. I don't know if it's...
To be a perfect parent.
Don't think it's much of a panic.
People in the world will want you more than anything. You'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you could ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Read words of your stuff just to make it a tad bit shorter. So, but just read, okay?
Georgia, Florida is cut. The last 2 lines of the Georgia, Florida
The last 2
cut.
lines of Georgia, Florida are cut, babe, okay?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
All right, 1 minute, then we're coming back to camera 2 on sports with a lower third. The block remains intact. We just cut a sentence or 2.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. No? Yeah.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
Let's see what you can do.
They might surprise you. Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
30 seconds.
They have this
15 seconds, stand by. We're coming out to camera 2 on sports with a lower third in 10. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take my cue.
Welcome back. And Georgia's
Stand by SOT on A for football reaction.
Georgia quarterback Aaron Murray set career highs in passing yards and completions.
Lose the lower third.
He passed David Green to become the all-time leader in touchdown passes in Georgia history.
Stand by SOT on A.
Wide receiver Tavares King caught the touchdown that put Murray in the record books.
Roll A, take A. 8. Do I have that SOT on A?
Oh.
Go back to her. You're typing in the top right of the screen.
Murray didn't seem too
Can I get the second
occupied with
SOT?
his
Second
impressive
SOT coming
record.
up on B.
He's already looking ahead to next weekend.
All right, we don't have it. Tell her we don't got it and keep moving. Let's just go to
Runners in the
half.
third annual Athens Half Marathon may still be riding an endorphin high from the race yesterday.
Stand by VO on A
The
for
marathon
half.
hit its
We have
cap
that.
of 3,000
Roll it.
participants this
Take
year.
it.
The course winded through downtown Athens, down Millage Avenue, and into 5 Points.
Okay, we're going to
The
go out on
race
that.
ended
So
with a
once I
victory
roll.
lap of Stanford Stadium, where participants
Do you
were
have
able
them
to
now,
see
those
their
sound
face
bites?
on the Jumbotron. Runners were welcomed across the finish line by
No.
cheering family and friends in the Tate Center parking lot. There was live music and plenty of hydration stations for the participants.
Stand by,
to
come back out to
replenish
camera 2
after
on
a long
sports.
run.
Take it.
Officials in
Video
St.
frozen.
Simons ask that you have some
Stand by
good
full
clean
screen.
fun on Frat Beach.
Take the
this
full
Friday.
screen.
The Stash Your Trash campaign
Going out on the
started
full
in
screen.
Glynn
Stand by. I
County
need camera
4
2
years
on
ago
anchor
when
1 and
beach
sports. 2
partiers
shot,
left
please.
9 tons of trash on the shore. Residents of St.
Just
Simons
2.
enjoy the student visitors, but ask that they respect
Stand by
the
camera
environment.
2. Take my cue. It's okay. Stand by.
I'm so excited for Georgia, Florida. A guy was actually
Stand by
selling
camera
Frat
3
Beach
for tease.
shirts outside of Tate today.
Oh wow,
Rapper.
yeah, I'm really excited too. It should be a good game.
Stand by 3. Take my cue. Stand by
Need
1
some
minute commercial on
motivation for the game
A.
This weekend, we'll tell you how to pump it up before Saturday.
Roll like take a 1 minute.
Congress will make no law.
This is the quick break, folks. So stand by.
Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
Okay.
Or abridging the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Or of the press.
Or the right
Hey guys.
to assemble.
Are we floating?
Are we what?
Floating them?
Oh, those are dead. They're not coming back.
Okay.
Thank you.
How long is this slot on A for E1?
133.
Okay, just making sure I have time to move it.
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Okay.
15 seconds. Stand by. We're going to come out to camera 3, anchors 1 and 2 before going to the viral. What?
ActionHeroAlliance.com.
We don't go. We go in on a 2, out on a 4.
Are my cameras good?
Yeah, you're good. Stand by 3. Yeah, yep. 5, 4, 3, 2. Take my cue. Stand by viral video on A.
So we want to end the newscast tonight with a pep talk about one student who
Where's she
has
looking
put
at?
their
3.
video on YouTube. It's for this weekend's big game against Florida. Shannon, have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I've
Stand
heard
by
a
video
lot
on A.
about it. So why don't we check it out?
Roll like take a minute and a half.
Your football team. Simply put,
Elizabeth, you know the route?
tired of you guys
You know the route, right?
situations and not showing up. However, let me take you back to 2007 when the number 20 ranked Georgia football team
James,
played
how's
the
that?
number 9 ranked Florida Gators. Now, I don't know what Coach Rick said in the locker room that day, but what I do know
Stand by,
is
coming out on camera 3
Georgia
and a 4
came out
shot.
guns
James, how's that?
blazing
On
to
what,
sack the
Jamie?
quarterback
Camera
named
3.
Tim Tebow.
Camera 3 is good, thank you.
Later,
All the
they
cameras
caused
are good,
turnover.
thanks.
Soon after, Sean Marino ran it up the throat of the Florida
Just
Gators
under a minute,
and
guys.
scored a touchdown. After, the entire team
Jamie, can you get
ran
Brandon
on the
to take a
field
step to his
at
right?
excessive celebration and set the tone for the rest of the game, season, and
Probably
show.
wouldn't hurt if Emily took a step closer to AK
With
to the
that
left.
said, a great team is not defined by other teams'
Don't want to
losses.
crop them out on the safe space. 30 seconds.
But another team has yet again blessed you with the opportunity to become a championship team. On behalf of the students at UGA, I call you
20 seconds.
to come out of that tunnel
Coming out on a 4 shot on
with
3.
intensity, fire,
Gonna
and
come out a few
swagger
moments early.
this Saturday.
All right, take 3 shot. Let leave the audio up. No, don't stop it.
One opportunity, no regrets.
Stand by mics. Bring on their mics,
Let's
please,
commit
Alma.
to G this
Is they
Saturday.
going to turn to us? All right, lose the audio on A. Play it again for me. On
What a challenge. I love it.
Play it again.
And the punchline is,
Just
this
play it.
guy is not very big. He's probably 1/3
Okay,
of
stand
the
by to
size
jump
of an
cameras.
average football player.
But you know he has twice the heart.
And you know he's done
Take
this
one.
before with the LSU Georgia SEC championship.
Stand by to come back to
He
3.
was quite criticized for it.
Take 3.
Yeah, but this video
Go to
seems
2.
to only be getting positive
Go to 2.
comments, so I don't know.
All right, go back to 3. We're gonna say
And
goodnight here,
that's all
folks.
we have for you
Stand by
tonight.
full
Remember,
screen.
like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Take the full
And
screen.
check out updates
Stand
on
by
our
credits.
website at gradingnewssource.uga.edu.
A little music, please, Alma.
Thanks for watching and have a good night.
All right, go to credits. Roll the credits. Advance. 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 Stand by disclaimer on A. Advance. Roll A. Take A. Disclaimer on A. Stand by commercials on B.
UGA NewSource is a student
Stand by commercials on B.
College of Journalism and Mass Communication, which is solely responsible for its content. The views expressed do not represent those of the University of Georgia Administration nor the Board of Regents of the university system.
Roll B. Take B. 2 minutes.
Woo! Nice job.
Thank you. You too. Elizabeth, you want a TD?